Hello, welcome to Mud, Soil and Tears. My name's Kerry, this is Sausage, and today I am moving my orchard. In a couple of videos ago I was showing you the new fruit trees that I've got to put in, and I was showing you up on the other allotment where I was going to put them. I've since decided that that was a really bad place to put them. The ground was quite hard underneath there, and they've not done very well in the storms and the winds. They've fallen over, so I've decided to move them. So I'm moving them back here to my first allotment, and I'm going to put them here. This section here is where my compost bins live. I've got my compost bins here, I've got a big compost bin over there, and this section here is where my greenhouse was. So I've took the greenhouse out because all the plastic ripped and flew away, and I've got the polytunnel anyway this year, so I should be absolutely fine without it. And we're going to put the fruit trees here. So I'm going to make an orchard. So I've just put the cherry tree in over there at the back, and then I'm going to put in, I've got an apple, a pear and a plum, I think, still to put in, and I've also got some really small blueberry bushes that I picked up. So I'm thinking I'm going to plant fruit tree, fruit bush, fruit tree, fruit bush, and we're going to turn this whole section here into an orchard. So hopefully that'll work. So I'm going to get on and do that now, and then we'll see how it looks at the end. So I've got the trees in now. I've got the pear, the cherry, the plum tree here. I'm gonna go and I have got a little apple tree that we grew from seed that I showed you a few videos ago, and I was gonna move it here, but you know, it looks really comfy where it is, so I decided I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get another apple tree tomorrow, I think, and put another apple tree in here. So they'll be in a nice diamond formation here, which will be good. I think it'd be good for pollination and growing together. So I think that's a really important thing to get going. It's so hard. Fruit trees are something that they take a while, I think. I wouldn't think that we're going to get anything this year from them, but they're a worthwhile investment. If you're thinking in terms of a survival garden, then I need to grow fruit as well as vegetables. The fruit is a bit of a more longer term investment, but hopefully it will pay us back. If anything does happen, we'll be able to have fruit. I'm growing fruit that grows in this country, in the UK. These are the best fruit. These are the best fruit trees to have. I've also put in a couple of blueberries down the back. Down there, they're really small, so you probably can't see them. Hopefully I might get something off them at some point. I don't know if it'll be warm enough for them here. Maybe I might get a couple more and put them in my greenhouse. They were only £1.50, so yeah, I might do that as well. So yeah, I'm going to get another apple tree and put that in there, so that'll be really important. This will be a really important section for us here, see how it goes. I decided to put these in as well, some, you can see them, some supports, some big wooden supports. They are curtain poles. My husband went to the tip this morning to get rid of some junk that we have, and someone was throwing them away. They were putting them in the bin, so he said, well, I'll take them, and they're actually going to be perfect for my trees. So that was a win. That was good this morning. So that's that. What I've had to do though is this area, this floor here that I'm stood on, was really flooded last week, and I took you on a tour around after the storm, and it does tend to collect a lot of rainwater here. So what we've had to do is start digging a trench. So I'm going to show you, I'll show you the trench. I'll show you, we're going to dig it in a minute. My husband's going to dig it, and then I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So we're going to have a trench that's running all the way down this side over here to try and redirect the water away, because it is on a slight hill here. So and the back of it, there's a big field out the back. So what happens is the water runs straight down off the big field, straight through, straight under into our allotment. It comes straight through our chicken coop. They have a swim, and then it comes all the way down into the allotment and just sits here as surface water. So we're going to go and try and dig a trench now to try and direct that water away a little bit so it doesn't come and sit on the trees. And I don't really know if it'll bother them really that much. I mean, the woods around the corner, when we go and walk through it, all them trees are pretty much sat in a load of water, and they look to be doing okay. But we'll try our best to try and keep them as safe as possible. So this is the trench that we've dug, so you can see that it's running all the way from right up at the top there, all the way down. It runs right the way down the allotment, right down to the bottom end, and it's already sitting with some water in that's come into it from up in the chicken coop from this morning. Right, it's a really nice, dry, sunny day today, so hopefully this idea is going to work, and it's going to direct a lot of water out of the allotment and straight down the back there. So fingers crossed it works. So the last thing I'm going to do before I go home today is I'm going to try a new digging method that I've seen called the double dig method. It's in one of the books that I'm reading at the moment about survival gardening. And apparently it's a good option for people who aren't going to do no dig. So I've already explained that I'm not going to do no dig this year because it's just financially not viable for me. I'm going to be working towards my own compost and having as much compost as I can, but at the moment it's not viable for me to go and buy a load of compost to throw on top of all of my beds. It'd just be ridiculous. So this double dig method looks like it might work. So I've got some more onions and beetroot that need to go into the ground. So I thought what I might do is try this double dig method and see how they go. So what it involves is digging out a row, taking that soil out, and then getting my fork in and loosening all of the underneath soil, so it makes it easier for the roots to actually come down and grow. It's not going through the top layer of soil that's been dug over and then hitting a hard layer, which makes sense to me because I had a lot of problems last year with stunted plant growth, and it could be to do with that because I do have quite heavy chicken just come and pecked me. Hello, this is Henrietta. Yeah, so I had stunted plant growth a lot, and I've explained before, a lot of that might be because I did keep things in my house for a long time as well, so a lot of it did go to seed. But I want to try everything possible this year to try and get big healthy plants, so I'm going to give that a go. So I'm going to go and find the bed that I've got in mind for it and give that a dig over now. So let's go and do that. So this is the bed that we've decided to try out the double digging on. Now we've already hit a problem. I've just dug out the first 6 inches or so of soil, and I went with my fork to try and pull out, loosen all the rest of the soil underneath, and we've run into, you can't see it down here, but there's a big thick layer of some sort of black plastic cloth down there. So I don't entirely know what that's for, but it's probably going to explain why my sweet corn didn't grow last year and was just massively stunted and didn't do anything. I don't think it could get its roots down past this black stuff that's down here. So we're going to try and keep trying to loosen it out and see if we can figure out exactly what it is and what it's covering up down there.
Yeah.
So let's do that, and then we'll see where we are with it.
I think it might be.
So what I thought was going to be a really easy job actually isn't going to be a really easy job. This black stuff, if you can see it down here, it's like a thick black material, is right the way pretty much under this bed. Totally explains why my sweet corn didn't do very well last year because obviously it couldn't root down because this was there. I just got to figure out the reason why it's there now. Is it there because it's just a new bed that they made and they put this down and put the soil on top? In which case, there isn't really enough soil, I don't think anyway, to be good for most plants. I mean, maybe a flower bed it might be all right for. Or is it there to suppress something? Is there something, some sort of weed, a terror weed or something? I don't know. Some sort of weed that's under there that's been tried to be suppressed and kept down and then planted on top of. I don't know. There's quite a lot of big roots in the soil. But this is going to be a lot bigger job than I thought, and I think it's going to take me a couple of days to do it. Because what I'm going to do, I think, is dig off the whole layer of soil till I get to the black stuff, and then try and pull the black stuff off. Because the hole that I've made it's not like it's horrible ground underneath the black stuff. So I thought, oh, it might be really stony or horrible, you know, not really good soil underneath there. But from the hole I've made, I've dug down and it seems absolutely fine. So I don't know why it's there. There was obviously a reason for it at the time, but I think I'm going to do that. So that'll be my job over this next week, I think, is to start trying to clear off the soil off this bed, and then see if I can get the black stuff off, and then maybe be able to plant my onions, my other set of onions out in it later in the week. So yeah, a bit disappointing really, because I did want to get that done today, but never mind. That's what this is about, isn't it? You know, things happen when you're gardening, when you're trying to dig, and it's, you know, I always think it's better for these things to happen now when I've got time to try and figure it out and fix it. And you know, it might be there's some horror weed in there, and I might plant my onions in it, and it might all just get taken over by some really terrible weed that comes up and kills everything. But you know, right now at this moment in time, that's okay, because I've got time to learn and understand what happens. So thanks for watching this week. I'll be back on Friday with my Friday video, all about, I'm going to try and work out spacing and things in Friday's video of how much space we'll need to feed my family. There's 5 of us, so to figure out what I'll need, and I'll talk about the first staple crops that I'm thinking of getting into the ground as well to be able to feed us. So I'll see you on Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.